So this week we talk about the PARASHA VAYISHLAJ. So PARASHA VAYISHLAJ, what is it about? The end of the parasha, the last parasha, last week's parasha ends with Jacob, before that meeting, the special meeting that he was going to have with his brother, Esau, and was so afraid, but at the end, he was able to confront him. And this parasha starts with that, starts with the confronting with the angel first, the change of his name, and at the end, he confronts his brother, and he reconciliates with his brother, he hugs him, and they kiss, they said. And at the end of that, it appears, it happens when it appears to be like is Jacob's transformation complete. So maybe we think that his story it's almost finished, but then after this reconciliation story appears the Dinah story. And then after that appears the story of Benjamin that is born and Rachel died, etc., etc. But the story that I want to focus on today, it's the Dinah story. The Dinah story is that they were in a place that Shem was the prince, and Shem raped Dinah. Dinah is the daughter of Leah, one of the only daughter of Leah. And the brothers, Shimon and Levi, they went to rescue Leah, and they trick the prince or the father of the prince, the king at that moment, and they told him one thing, that they needed to do brit milah to all the kids, to circumcise them, to do brit milah to circumcise them, and then they tricked them into thinking that they needed to do something in exchange of Dinah, because Shem wanted to marry Dinah at the end, and at the end they ended up killing most of the people in the town. So Jacob didn't like that, but at the moment that the rape happened, Jacob didn't react either. So you have to understand that the brothers of Dinah, they were very frustrated with the situation because Jacob didn't do anything. Somebody notified Jacob and he didn't react. And in this, why this story is appearing here, how can we relate it with today's event, or how can we relate it right now with what's happening? And I think maybe the Jacob story, it's not coming to an end. He needs things still to work on it. He keeps committing, of course, like all of us, some mistakes that are important to see, especially with his sons and daughters, and Dinah specifically, when his favoritism for the different kids, and we're going to see it in the next parasha as well with the stealing of Joseph. With the Dinah situation, they realized and they felt so frustrated because he doesn't even talk, and we are talking about the man of truth. And of course, we talk about all the skills that Jacob has, and then all the transformation that he did. He worked for Laban, and all the tzaddik that Jacob is. But why he didn't talk about Dinah? Why he didn't defend Dinah or do something for Dinah at the moment? He didn't, because his favoritism was with Joseph and Benjamin, and not with the other kids, and it's very sad to say. And that's the lack of involvement that he had in the situation, and also because of the brothers, they stepped in before he could do anything. So what does it mean? Did the Torah tell us what is wrong, what is right, if the brothers did something right or wrong? I don't think they led us to go to any conclusions. What I think, the brothers were frustrated and they didn't act in the best way. I think they could have acted in different ways, but they wanted to defend their sister, and I put on their shoes, and I understand them. I understand why Jacob was upset after they did that, because it was not the right thing to do, because they say, well, they're all going to hate us after what we did. It wasn't right to kill all these people just because of a revenge of your sister. It's not right to just do a revenge like that. We need to show that we are a nation with light, a nation that we give, not that we take and things. But at the same time, you needed to do something. You needed at least to share the truth. You needed to do something, react in some way, because it's your daughter. And he didn't identify, it's like he didn't identify Dinah as his daughter in a way, and that's why happened those consequences. And the story is here is because it's a mark, like, between the reconciliation, because it's saying this Jacob's story doesn't end, and it's starting this, and then it's going to happen the Joseph story, which also is about Joseph is a favorite of Jacob, and Benjamin and the other brothers are not, and we see that difference, and how they take all of that situations, and how they transform through this in their lives, and how are they able to reconcile much later with all the things that they have inside. So it also makes us think that we need to, with the situations today, we need to speak up. We cannot be passive and not do anything. We need to share, we need to express ourselves, but we always also need to look for the light and not the darkness, and not enter into fights or enter into bad discussions or do aggressive things. So we need to find also the balance. That's what I think, between the two situations. We're also frustrated with Dinah that nobody didn't, like Jacob didn't do anything, but the brothers, we empathize with them, but also they did way too much maybe. So we need to find a balance between the both stories and take what resonates with us, with all, with whatever was in that difficult situation. We are facing that right now in Israel, very difficult situations about many crimes that people are not seeing and are not sharing. We have a responsibility to share what happened to the world, and we don't need to be afraid of doing that just because we want to avoid confrontation. But saying that, we also don't need to try to find more fights for Parasha, and with all the things that are happening, we need to be grateful for the things that are happening with the hostages. That it was a miracle that some of them came out alive, and we need to keep praying for the Israel to keep fighting for what is right for us, and we need to keep sharing to everybody, and we don't need to be afraid, and sharing with light and not with confrontation, and sharing with that is only unique to us, and be united is the most important thing right now. Shabbat Shalom, and see you next week.